Question everything. So we sit around here in America, in the United States territory, pretty much their jurisdiction, and we really act like this system haven't been lying to us. Like they really going to destroy you and then build you back up with truthful information. Excuse me. That's so far from the truth, you know. History in America is a sham. That's why it's his story, you know. All of us is being lied to. Not just the Aboriginal Niggros of America, who they are, the true American Indians, but also everybody else is being lied to. Even white folks are being lied to by their own counterparts. Just as much as we being lied to by our own house Negro brothers and sisters. Just a big baller keep us all in the blind while they stay appointed representatives and leaders and wealthy folks. That's exactly the narrative of today. That's why, you know, you got to go through that curriculum and school program to rigorously get programmed psychologically to think a certain way. If you don't believe that, or excuse my language, you know I don't like belief, but if you don't know that, you could definitely try Googling all your thoughts, YouTubing all your thoughts, even the ones you got in the closet, just to see how many people actually think like you. Because you know, at the end of the day, we go to the same schools, same universities, watch the same movies, same music, the same books they give you, the same everything. So 9 times out of 10, systematically, yes, mostly the same thoughts. So with that, have you ever asked yourself, why do they always tell you about the pyramids of Giza and the 3 pyramids that's out there in Africa, but they don't never tell you, in the Sphinx that's in Africa, but they don't never tell you about America's pyramids and how America got the most pyramids in the whole world, with the whole world combined? Why they don't ever tell you that? How can you be on the land that has more pyramids than the whole world combined, and they telling you about another area of pyramids instead of the pyramids that's here? Why would they do that? Why would they not tell you about the Sphinx in the Grand Canyon and will not allow you to utilize that as a tourist attraction or an educational purpose in their school? Why would they teach you Africa? Why would they teach you as the Aboriginal Niggros about Africa pharaohs, but won't tell you nothing about the pharaohs that was found here in the Americas? Why would they do that? And why wouldn't they tell you about the Olmecs and their bloodlines and how they was Aboriginal Negroes too? Why wouldn't they do that? Why do they keep that stuff out? You never grow up learning about the Yamasee tribe. Why not? And many other different tribes that I can't go through all that right now. But with all that stated, because you know, a lot of those been milk washed from the original form, you know. But my thing is, why they don't tell you about these things? Why do they keep these type of things in the hush? Do it have anything to do with the fact that a lot of these things come back to the fact that Aboriginal Negroes didn't come from Africa, that it was actually in the Americas, and that the narrative of 1619 and the transatlantic slave trade is really a fabricated story in a lot of ways? Thus, they won't allow you to know what was really going on in America for all these real 600 years that we've been under this domination and slaughter. Would that be a main reason? Because if so, then think about it. Because what's to lose if you found out that you was the true American, Aboriginal American Indian? What would be to lose for the immigrants and the colonizers that are here? How about the land? How about the land and you being the true landlord, and to ever educate you through true law and the facts of what law really breaks down to be, and it's, what is it, admiralty law, when it comes to you actually being on a ship, so to say. It's like being docked here when you come out the womb, But it's a whole lot of stuff, man. You know, with the Social Security and birth certificate and live birth certificate to the birth certificate that they actually give us. You know what I mean? Just imagine if you knew these truths. What would that be? What would you do? How would you act if you really knew you was at home in the basement and can't come out the basement and everybody else is upstairs living and having a good time in your house? How would you feel? Well, exactly. Maybe that's part of why they won't teach real history here in America. Not to mention, just imagine, the oldest rocks are found in Canada. The oldest waters are found here. The oldest trees are found in California. But for some reason, you in Africa looking for the beginning of life. But the oldest material is found here in America. How did that work? Confusing, right? Yeah. Well, that's the basis of all this stuff, to keep you confused and keep you out of the loop of what's really going on. You know? I just be having a lot of thought, you know, even in biblical history, when it comes to the Bible telling you how much of Babylon was left here on earth, they actually got that circumference right out there in Canada. They got the circumference of what the Bible said was left on earth for 3 days walk and all that other stuff, and certain amount of levels left here on earth after he destroyed it. Go figure. They even call that area Babel in Canada, and it fits the whole total description of what the Bible says. Ain't that interesting? Not to mention, you know, the Bible also talk about the now having 7 great rivers running through it. And so far, the only river I can really find, besides, you know, they dammed up everything, but besides anything, the only river I can really find that fits that description is the Mississippi River, with 7 great rivers running through it. Just thought, right? Makes you think a lot, you know, about what's really going on in America, that they done stop people, well, stop our people from reading for 200 years to rewrite. What really has went on, and what is really covered up, and what do they know that they don't want you to know, and why being woke is so much seen as a threat to mainstream society, to where they trying to label it a cult. Why is that? You know, because I said it before, you know, to be woke is to be an investigative researcher for yourself, out of the box thinker for yourself, collective of we the people thoughts coming together to weed out the programs that they have installed in our minds to think like, in order to see things a little more clearer and a little more different than what mainstream society has pushed on us to think as being woke. So, you know, it's just some thoughts, right? Thinking ain't illegal yet, is it? Because we all know they're trying to beat the Constitution all the way up. And whenever the government attacks the Constitution, you know what the Constitution says. Or do we? But these are just thoughts, man. So check out Kurumiahau, Kurimeoahau on YouTube. Check him out. Check out the videos that he got about the documents and all the pictures and all the stuff that he got about America that they didn't tell you about the Aboriginal Niggros being here. All the books and ledgers that the colonizers wrote about the Aboriginal Niggros being here when they got here that they didn't want you to know about. As well as Dan Calloway, he pours out a lot of stuff too. As well as the research guy. Check these brothers out. And there's a whole lot of sisters too. Check them out, man. Because these ain't books that we wrote. We didn't do this as our people. That was the colonizers themselves in the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s, right in what they were seeing and meeting when they got here in America, that now somehow nobody talks about anymore, and we all just came from Africa. Go figure. Like, yeah, you heard. But hey, I don't know. And I don't understand. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.